We've had free-range chickens for about 5 years now. We've learned a lot, so I'm going to go through some of those things we've learned. The number one reason we have chickens is insect control. Around here, Lyme's disease is a very serious thing. So these chickens have a very important job protecting the family. And of course, the fringe benefits would be eggs. Farm fresh eggs. The biggest challenge you have with chickens is how to protect them. You might ask, what eats chicken? Everything. This chicken coop has evolved as we learned what to do. The door to get the eggs has a big piece of slate on it. It has to be heavy to keep the animals out. The door has a drywall screw in it that we screw every night. You'd be surprised what a raccoon can get through, and they have not figured out how to get a screwdriver and get this coop open at night. Now, I bet you see those scratches. Yep, that's from an animal. That's why the 3/4 inch plywood. Now, for our convenience, we keep the screwdriver right here. Don't tell the coons. Now, notice the concrete all the way around the coop. This is a necessity as well. If a skunk wants in, this will actually stop it. The concrete also keeps the weeds down. It's really easy to mow around this. Even as hard as you try, look at this little hole here. A mouse burrowed all the way in because it wanted in. Well, at least it wasn't a possum. We get a lot of use out of these animal traps. These traps have a lot of stories. Let me tell you a few. See this steel plate? That's because a groundhog tore through the entire back. We also added this pin, so if we needed to release the animal, we can. Notice the extra wire that's on this cage. Well, a fox got in and tore through the entire side of the cage. Even though these chickens are free range, we store food in this box, so if we go on vacation, or if food is scarce in the winter, we can stock up for those times. This carabiner makes it easy for us to get in, but the coons can't. Another very valuable tool to have handy is a good 22. And make sure your scope is tuned in. Not only are chickens useful, but they are great to have around. When kids come to visit, that's all they want to do is go out and try to catch the chickens. We have about 4 or 5 chickens that deliver eggs to our door. I'm not kidding. Open it up, and this is their favorite spot to lay eggs. Talk about convenient. Sharing our lives with these critters is fun, but sometimes they want to eat the blueberries. So you gotta outwit the chickens. We put wire around the fence, and they jump up on the pillar and get in there and get them anyway. So I put this motor oil up there so they can't jump on the pillar. And of course your garden has to be like Fort Knox. And chickens love to take dirt baths and put these big craters in your yard. But all in all, it absolutely is worth it. Here's a few more tips. Let the rain from the coop roll into a gutter and then collect that rainwater into a container. This method beats bringing water from the inside. Now, a light bulb inside the coop will keep the water from freezing in the wintertime. Now, you really can't just have one coop. You'd need to have 2. When you raise small chicks, you need another place to put them. We keep them in this coop until they're big enough so we can introduce them with the rest of the flock. When it comes time for cleaning the coop, we keep the shovel right here, and we've got 2 access doors. The chicken manure, after a year, is excellent for the garden. And another thing that we learned is that you need a good rooster, because if you don't have a rooster, they'll go right down to the neighbors, and you'll lose all your chickens that way. This rooster's named West, and because he's a barred rock, he has a very good temperament. You do not want a mean rooster. That's a whole nother video. So if you're thinking about getting chickens, I would say and recommend yes. The benefits far outweigh the disadvantages. I hope you found this video useful, and if you did, please give the video a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it.